Hello everybody, my name is Python and welcome back to another episode here of the Let's Play series. Now today, my friends, we're doing something slightly different because this is the 25th episode of the Let's Play here. We are in fact going to do a little bit of a world tour with a map download. So yeah, if you guys are interested in downloading this world for yourselves, you can go ahead and check out the description to get a link to the world, or alternatively, if you are on PC Steam version, you should be able to go ahead into the Steam workshop and simply find this world. It will simply be called Python GB's Let's Play World episode 25 if you guys are interested. At least I hope that's what's going to happen. I've never actually published a world to the Steam workshop yet, so yeah. We'll see how it goes, eh? But as always, my friends, I do want to say a massive thank you at the start here for all of your wonderful support throughout this series. I very much do appreciate it, my friends. Of course, if you want to continue supporting this series, if you're excited for more episodes to come of this series, please do be sure, of course, to drop a like. If you do want to go one further with your support, of course, go ahead and use code Python when ordering any Sneak Energy drinks or to get 5% off any of my Apex gaming PCs. So then, we're going to do this tour in sort of two parts, okay? The first part is we are going to, of course, tour the world and show you guys all the builds and various bits and bobs that we've done. And then secondly, we're going to go through the 10 goals that we set ourselves on the very first episode. And I'm basically just going to update you guys as to how they're doing. So yeah, this should be a pretty good video. Go ahead and grab some snacks and maybe a drink or so and enjoy the tour. So real quick, before getting the tour underway, we're actually going to do the comment of the day for today's episode. Sylvia Martin says, "What's the seed?" This was actually picked from the very first episode of the Let's Play series here, and there was a whole bunch of you guys actually asking for the seed, but I picked this person out at random. So the seed, if you guys are interested, I'll go ahead and quit out the game here and we shall check it out. If you guys are interested in trying to play on this very world, go ahead and copy and paste the seed in the description down below. You need to have a small world and it needs to be a corruption world. I'm not entirely sure if the difficulty makes a difference, so you'll have to experiment with that one for yourselves. But yeah, small world, corruption with the seed, it should give you the same world as I am on now. And the reason I didn't go ahead and provide the seed from the very start of the series is because I simply didn't want any spoilers on this seed. But now that we've explored quite a lot of the map here, I really don't think there's too much else to spoil. And the world seed will be listed in the description of every video from this series going forward if you guys are interested. So then, in terms of the world tour, what I figured would be a cool idea is if we did a bit of a base tour first. I mean, there's not really too much to show you at the base, and then we simply go from left to right, showing you guys everything that I've built in this world. So let's start off here with the base. As you can see, first of all, it has been completely overcome with the Hallow, and you know what? I'm actually not too fussed about that. I actually really like the aesthetic of the hallowed biome, and I do think that it is worth the danger that sometimes happens around here, so don't worry. I am well aware that we get unicorns and pixies and all sorts of stuff spawn around here, but you know, it's worth it for the aesthetic around here. It just looks so nice, doesn't it? So over by world spawn, all I've basically done is smoothed out the world, planted down a bunch of trees, and made a very large platform which contains a whole bunch of buff stations, and we basically use this as our arena for this world. Eventually, I wouldn't mind trying to make like a proper arena with like proper backgrounds and just make it look all good, but yeah, certainly for now, this has been doing the job. Before continuing, I thought I'd go ahead and mention that all of my gear will be in the chests at world spawn here. We'll have all of our piggy bank contents in here and all of our current gear in here. So yeah, you guys will have access to all of the stuff here, even despite me not providing a character download, just a world download. So then, moving on with the tour, I decided to make a little bit of an Oriental settlement here for no reason whatsoever, aside from I wanted to expand upon my building horizon. So we've got some cool stuff going on here. We have ourselves a tiny little fishing shack over here, whereby we can go in and we can shoot the fishing rod through the 1 block gap there, and it's about as safe as we can make it, really. And then over the left hand side, we simply have 2 NPC houses, and one of which has the hallowed pylon in here. Now, talking of the pylon network, the only pylon we do not have access to just yet is in fact the universal pylon. So let's go ahead and check out our bestiary real quick, and as you can see, we've discovered 51.43% of the creatures that exist in Terraria. Once this bar gets to 100%, we will be able to get ourselves the universal pylon, and we can start spreading those guys all over the world. But yeah, we've got every single biome pylon you can get. The jungle pylon, forest pylon, desert pylon, hollow pylon, snow pylon, mushroom pylon, ocean pylon, and cavern pylon. They are all down, all 8 of them, and it means that we have quick access to a whole bunch of different areas in the world. Having quick access to various areas in your world is just absolutely amazing. It is something that I sorely miss in my Calamity Death Mode Let's Play at the moment, the pylon system. But yeah, moving on with the tour, in here we have ourselves a whole bunch of fishing gear and fishing yield. I've even started to stack up a whole bunch of crates that I've been getting off camera between episodes, so we could do like an ultimate crate opening episode at some point. But moving on, we have ourselves 2 very large trees, and these are basically the centerpiece of this entire build. The one on the left hand side here, this is actually the comment of the day sign area, and as far as I can remember, if we were to go ahead and fill up all of this, we would be at like episode 90 plus, which is insane to think about. I'm pretty sure my longest series before this on any Terraria Let's Play was 62 episodes. So to potentially have 90 plus is rather insane, isn't it? But anyways, moving on the right hand side, we have ourselves a potion ingredient growing area. We've got ourselves a whole bunch of banks of growing areas. We've got 2 banks of Daybloom, a bank of Deathweed, we've got Moonglow, we've got Fire Blossom, Waterleaf, Blinky Plant, and finally Shiverthorn. All 7 of the potion ingredients that you can grow. Then the idea with all of these branches is they store various different things. So for example, up here we've got ores, bars, and gems. So we can go ahead and check out our valuable supply up here, of which we have loads. I mean, just look at it. We've got so much stuff in this world, man. It's crazy. Moving down here, we have weapons storage. We've got melee, ranger weapons, summon, mage. Eventually, we'll have end game weapons, you know, Moonlord tier stuff. And then we've got yo-yos as well, because we've inadvertently been going for a bit of a yo-yo collection, apparently. So that's pretty cool. Moving on down here, we have our accessories branch. We've got movement accessories. Then we've got our class-related accessories, melee, mage, summon, ranger. And then finally, we have generic accessories over here as well. So, yeah, I've tried to keep things nice and organized in this world, my friends. Over in this tree, we have tools and valuables. We have 2 armor chests, because there's so many armor sets in the game, I don't even know what to do with them all. We've got vanity and pets, we've got valuables and boss summons and all sorts of other goodies, tools, explosives, and then finally up here we have our potion ingredients and potion brewing area, to which we have ourselves an ingredients chest here. We have ourselves a health, mana, and recall potions chest, and finally, of course, a buffs chest. And then up here we've got an overflow chest, because we've got so many ingredients. Again, I don't know what to do with them all. But needless to say, with the staff of regrowth that was in this chest, periodically I pop on up here and I do a little bit of a harvest, replant down the seeds, and then just get more and more resources. So I'll tell you what, since it's actually raining at the moment, maybe it'll be an idea to get ourselves some water leaf here. And finally, my friends, we have our NPC hotel area. Believe it or not, there's only 1 NPC left in here, and basically this was one of the first things I built, and the reason I built this is simply so we could sort of buff up the amount of NPCs we had in our world before we spread them all along the world. And obviously, as you can see now, they are all spread along the world, because you need 2 NPCs per biome pylon to make it work. So yeah, we've got 1 spare NPC here, which I think is pretty cool. Eventually, I wouldn't mind trying to transform this into a little bit of a display area for the different class setups. So maybe we can make these rooms bigger. We could have a room for our melee set, ranger set, mage set, summoner set, and maybe some other random set, maybe a mining set. I mean, that'd be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? I don't know, man. At the end of the day, this has served its purpose, and it is ready to be repurposed for some other use. So, with the base tour out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to go left to right and see what we have built. So, we're starting off here with the jungle pylon, and the aesthetic here was supposed to be a bit of a honeycomb shape. There's sort of a honeycomb shape going on, but I had to kind of make it look a bit strange so we could fit everything in here. So we got ourselves a little micro potion ingredients growing area. We have ourselves 2 NPCs and also a very, very big fishing lake here, to the point where we shouldn't wind up ever capturing junk. So one of the things I've been trying to do with this series is I've been trying to make it so all of my bases have a bit of a fishing area. So yeah, we got ourselves a jungle fishing fishing area. We've got ourselves a Sky Lake fishing area. We've got ourselves a Crimson fishing area. We've got fishing areas literally all over the place. A Hallowed one over there, a Snow one over there, a Corruption one way down here. And yeah, the fact of the matter is this. I don't think there's a single location left that needs to have a fishing lake made at it. The reason you have all these fishing lakes, of course, is so you can get yourselves a whole bunch of fishing potion ingredients so you can make yourself some of the higher end buff potions. So things like Inferno potions, Rage potions, Wrath potions, all that kind of stuff, you know? So yeah, this bottom section is simply a fishing area. So we can do nice, safe fishing. Pretty simple, huh? Real quick, I will go ahead and show you guys the Crimson Island up here. Now, unfortunately, with this place, I'm actually going to wind up repurposing it for a different use because sadly, this was a bit of a dud project. The intention was that we were able to go ahead and farm out some Crimson dudes for vertebrae so we could eventually try and take down the Brain of Cthulhu and get ourselves the Brain of Cthulhu Master Mode drop because that's one of the goals for this series, to get all of the Master Mode drops. But yeah, this hasn't worked out and we basically need to try and figure some other usage for this island. So if you guys have any ideas as to what we could convert this island into, let me know in the comments area down below. So then, let's continue on with the tour, shall we, my friends? We'll check out our next pylon base, which is actually going to be the Sky Village up here. And I don't know about you guys, but I think out of all of the builds I'm going to be showing you guys here today, this is my favorite one. It just looks so nice to be at. We have a culmination of some plate blocks and platinum bricks going on, and these go surprisingly well together, my friends. They really, really do. We've got cloud background walls and some windows as well, and just, it looks great, doesn't it? And it's not just that either. We've got all of these trees over here, all different types of trees as well. We have a fishing lake here, of course, so we could do a little bit of sky fishing for damselfish. We've just got a lot of cool stuff going on here. The sad thing about this area is the episode in which I actually built this thing wound up not being one that I could use because my voice audio didn't record. So yeah, that was a bit of a sad one, but hey ho, we do have a nice build going on here and I really rather enjoy it. I think it looks great. So moving on down to the desert pylon. If you can't figure out the aesthetic I was going for this base, then I don't know what to tell you. It is of course a cactus, complete with a whole bunch of prickly spikes on the outside, my friends. We've got the nurse and the arms dealer here. And to be honest, I don't really think this area is done yet. Not by any stretch of the imagination. We had to custom landscape into existence a lake here. And, well, there's a lot of space still to build stuff here, my friends. So, again, if you guys have any ideas as to any kind of desert base we can make, leave it in the comments area. If you have any ideas as to what we could fill this central bit of the cactus with, let me know in the comments area as well. I mean, I was kind of thinking maybe we could put some storage up, but we've already got a little bit of storage going on, so I don't know, maybe banner storage? Maybe we could put some banners up or something? You know, just something to fill out this base a little bit, you know? So then, of course, the Hallow Pylon would be next, but we've already gone ahead and toured the base. So let's skip right on to the Snow Pylon base here, which, of course, is an igloo. I mean, what else is it going to be? It's a snow biome. An igloo just works perfectly, doesn't it? So, yeah, I mean, there's not really too much to show you guys here, aside from what you're seeing on screen right now. There's maybe some other stuff that we could try to do in this biome later on in the year. Maybe we could do like a seasonal Christmas build or something later on in the year, huh? That could be pretty awesome. But yeah, we've got all sorts of stuff going on here. We've got the mechanic and the goblin tinkerer living here. We have ourselves a little bit of a frozen dresser for frozen vanity gear. We've got deer clops, boss drops here. We've got all sorts of stuff, my friends. So let's move on to the graveyard island. Now, the way you get up to this one, if you don't have a gravitation potion, that is you pop on over to the right-hand side here, right? You go on top of this hill here, and then you can simply fly up and grapple onto it. There we have it. Welcome to the Graveyard Island, my friends. We have the Dryad up here, and as a result of having a graveyard biome, we are able to purchase the alternate evil seeds. So we've got crimson seeds available to us in a corruption world. So yeah, that is how you are able to have both evils in your world in just one world. And I figured, you know what? Stones, grave, stones, a stone base would work rather well up here. So that's what we've gone for. And it looks really kind of murky and decrepit up here, doesn't it? That's the kind of aesthetic we were going for. So there we have it. The Graveyard Island. This was suggested by one of you guys in the comments, actually. So yeah, thank you so much for that. Moving on though, my friends, the next thing we have is the Mushroom Pylon Island up here. Check it out. We have ourselves 3 giant mushrooms, each big enough to contain an NPC. We, of course, have ourselves a fishing lake down here because, as I was mentioning before, having a fishing lake at all of your bases is the way to go. And we've also got like a rudimentary mushroom farm going on here. So yeah, if we need a mushroom supply, then we could just come up here and get them. Eventually, of course, this place will serve a purpose in that this guy will eventually sell me the auto hammer, and then I'll be able to make myself some shroomite bars for shroomite gear, my friends. And yeah, I actually completely forgot to mention at the top of the hour, in terms of progress that we've made in this world, in terms of, you know, progress through the game, we are actually only at the point where we've defeated Queen Slime. We haven't even defeated any of the mech bosses yet. And the reason that is because in this series, we are prioritizing fun over progression, okay? If you're looking for someone who likes to rush progression to finish their series super quickly, this is not going to be the channel for you, my friends. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, what I like to do is I like to fully experience as much of the game as I possibly can. By going ahead and rushing progression, I feel like you go ahead and miss out a whole slew of different features and bits and bobs, building blocks, weapons, classes, and loadouts you can use. I just feel like you miss out on a whole bunch of that when you go ahead and rush progression. So yeah, like I say, prioritizing fun over progression, which is why I've done quite a lot of building in this world, because this is the world that I want to have for years. Like, I'm talking years and years, to the point where we probably have builds literally all over the world, and farms all over the world, and all sorts of other epic projects all over the world. So then, with that in mind, let's continue on to the penultimate pylon base. This is the ocean pylon base, and it's basically a bit of a sandcastle with sandcastles in it. I thought this was really, really awesome, my friend. So, yeah, it's a pretty basic base with, again, a bunch of space to sort of expand upon, right? We've got lots of area here to make ourselves some more places to sort of buff out the area a little bit. Of course, we have ourselves a nicely untouched ocean here, so we can do a whole bunch of ocean fishing here if we so wish. It hasn't been overcome with Hallow or Corruption or Crimson. So, yeah, that's really, really cool. It's nice to have an unaffected ocean in a hard mode world, my friends. Believe me, I always feel like they wind up getting overcome with something. Although, with that said, even the left-hand side ocean is totally fine. So, yeah, kind of a double win there, isn't it? But anyways, moving on to our final pylon build, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Underworld build, and I only realized in this series that you could actually have an Underworld build be classed as a pylon build. So, yeah, I'm really, really glad that we decided to do this. This is the first ever time I have ever created a build in the Underworld. So, yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? And for whatever reason, the Traveling Merchant is actually down here. Lifeform Analyzer, DPS Meter, the GI. I don't even know if we have that, so I'm going to take it anyway. But yeah, this is pretty cool, isn't it? I really, really like this. We've got ourselves a whole bunch of stuff going on in here. We have ourselves a whole bunch of sort of hell-related furniture. Over the left-hand side here, we've got hell-related building blocks and various bits and bobs. And, believe it or not, by having NPCs around here, we are pretty much safe in terms of doing Underworld lava fishing, would you believe? So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Also, random side note, I don't know if any of the Terraria devs are watching this video, but there's a very strange bug with the background walls. You can see the background walls here, right? If we went ahead and zoomed on in, oh, would you look at that? The background walls have disappeared. The paintings are literally floating now. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, that, my friends. So, yeah, do keep that in mind if you decide to make any bases right at the very, very edges of your world. The zooming thing has a bit of a weird visual bug to it. So, yeah, bit of a strange one, but hey-ho, it is what it is. So there we have it, my friends. In terms of a tour of this world, that is just about it. So, yeah, we've got some cool stuff going on. I mean, down here we have ourselves a whopping great area. This is basically our hallowed farming area for Souls of Light. And then down over here, we have ourselves a bit of an area in the corruption for farming souls of night. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. In terms of everything we've built and done in this world, that's about it. So then, my friends, with the tour out of the way, it is time to update you guys on the 10 goals that I set out on the very first episode. So let's start it off, shall we? Number 1 was to make a build in every biome. Believe it or not, we are well on our way to completing that goal. There are, of course, a few biomes and sort of sub-biomes that I wouldn't mind trying to build in. For example, the underground desert would be kind of cool. The granite biome would be kind of cool. The marble biome, of course, would be kind of cool. Underground snow biome, perhaps? Maybe a dungeon base? A corruption and crimson base as well? Like, there's so many possibilities and areas to build in. It's actually kind of crazy. Maybe an underground jungle base. Maybe even a honeycomb base and a queen bee biome. Who knows, man? Number 2 was to create some custom biomes. Well, strictly speaking, I have done that. We've got ourselves the Graveyard Island up here. This is a custom biome. And I guess technically speaking, we do have the Crimson here, which was custom made as well. However, there's still some other biomes that I wouldn't mind trying to shape into existence here. Maybe like a custom space biome or something. Like an alien biome. I think that would be really cool later on in the series when we have access to the celestial fragment blocks and furniture. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? So yeah, there's still lots of things to be done there as well. Number 3, smooth out and buff the whole world. I mean, I've definitely made a bit of a start on that throughout some of the world, but there's definitely more to be done. Basically, the goal with that is to smooth out the entire world and to have buff stations literally covering the whole world. Campfires covering the whole world. Heart lanterns covering the whole world. Stars in a bottle, covering the whole world, etc., so on and so forth. So it also means that no matter where we are in the world, we could take out bosses and not worry about having to go to an arena. Needless to say, though, I still do want to make a proper arena, but again, you know, we could just go anywhere we want to as well and still have buffs all over the place. Number 4, bring both evils into the world. Believe it or not, that one's actually done. We have the Crimson over here, so that's pretty awesome, isn't it? And once we get ourselves a different Crimson biome made, then, yeah, that goal will be done again. Number 5 is probably one of the bigger ones, to unlock the universal pylon. I don't know if in any of my previous series I've ever gotten even remotely close to being able to get that done. But yeah, in this series, I do want to get it done because it'll be the first ever time I am able to do it. Number 6 is to gather all of the trophies. Now, I must admit, I don't actually have an area in this world just yet to showcase all of my trophies. All of my trophies are just sort of strewn all across the world, my friends. So yeah, you can see we've got ourselves a King Slime trophy there, and if we just have a bit of a roam around, we have, what is that, Skeletron trophy? That's pretty awesome. We pop on up here, I think there's maybe a couple more King Slime ones. So yeah, maybe at some point we could try and focus on that goal a little bit more. Number 7, to gather all the relics. That one's actually incredibly easy because relics are a guaranteed drop in master mode for all of the bosses, so that'll be a nice easy one to complete. Number 8, gather all master mode drops. We are actually well on our way to having that one done, my friends. Like I say, Queen Slime is how far we've gotten so far. So we need the Queen Slime drop, ideally. And also, we need the Crimson Brain of Cthulhu drop. So that'll be something we maybe try to go for in the next few episodes. Number 9 was to try out some loadouts that I've never used before. And I feel like we've done that a good amount in this series, my friends. For example, way down at the Underworld here, I bridged over all of the lava. Like, literally, the entirety of the Underworld is bridged over, right? And the reason I did that is because I really wanted to see if I could take down the Master Mode Wall of Flesh with nothing but a slime army from the slime staff. And you know what? We managed to do it. So yeah, that was pretty fun. Definitely something I want to continue going forth, though. Trying out new loadouts, that is. So, of course, if you guys have any suggestions for weird and wonderful loadouts we could try against a boss or an event, then let me know in the comments area. And number 10, my friends, the most important goal of all, to have fun. As I mentioned earlier, we are prioritizing having fun over making progress through the game here. And you know what? I have been having an absolute blast in this series. This has got to be probably my favorite series that I've done so far, my friends, and I really hope that it has shown in the episodes. You know, I've been doing a lot of building in this series. I've been doing a lot of other bits and bobs in this series, some really random fun stuff in this series as well. I have really genuinely enjoyed this. I mean, at the end of the day, if I wasn't enjoying this, A, you'd be able to tell, and B, I wouldn't be making episodes that often. So, yeah, I hope you guys have been noticing that I've been having a lot of fun, because I genuinely have been. So then, all that's left to say is a huge thank you to each and every single one of you folks for checking out this series and sticking by me and enjoying the episodes, dropping likes and dropping comments and all that kind of stuff. I truly appreciate all of your guys' support. We started this world in February of 2022. It is now the end of May 2022, so we have had this world going on for just over 3 months. I think it was February 25th when we started this. It is the 31st of May 2022 at the time of me recording this. So, yeah, just over 3 months, guys. Not bad, eh? In the space of 3 months, we've done a good amount of stuff on this world. So then, thank you so much for watching, my friends. If you have enjoyed this episode, or you learned a thing or two, or maybe you got inspiration from the builds in today's episode, then I'd very much appreciate it if you guys would head down below the video and drop a like. If we could maybe go for 1,000 likes in today's episode, that would be fantastic, my friends. If you are new around here, if you're new to the channel via this World Tour episode today, then you might want to consider subscribing with those bell notifications turned on so you don't miss out on the future episodes of this series. The next World Tour will be on episode 50. We're doing it every 25 episodes, so yeah, if you guys are interested in not missing out on the future episodes, again, subscribe, my friends. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye!